Drew, my arm! My arm! Ah!
Oh,
Ah! Oh shit! Oh crap! Ah!
What is going on? I am I Done Did, and welcome to I Done Did Tell a Story number 2. Today I'm going to be telling a story about my good friend Mr. Bucket. And to give you a little bit of background on Mr. Bucket, I've known him for almost my entire life, dating back to when we were very young and going to the same church. And now Mr. Bucket is a very excitable and crazy person at times, and he says a lot of funny things. Can be a tad hyper, but it's really great to be around. And he has done some crazy stuff. For instance, he used to show up to church whenever we were kids, always hurt, and it was always because of himself. He showed up, we're talking about the guy that showed up to church twice with a black eye because he was playing catch with himself with a rock. Twice with a black eye, throwing rocks up in the air and catching them with his face. And one time in particular, he did something incredibly dangerous to himself, and I've got to say it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And I felt bad for him, but let's just get into it. We were doing a trust exercise, right? And once again, we was at church. I was in probably like middle school or something like that. He was like 3.5 years younger than me, or 3 years younger, somewhere in there. And he had to put on a blindfold, right? And so he puts on the blindfold, and I had to direct him down a sidewalk outside. I had to tell him where cracks were and sticks and stuff like that. And he would have to listen to me without being able to see, and we'd had to beat another team getting him to the end of the sidewalk. Well, of course, Bucket, being hyperactive as he was, he immediately just like takes off screaming and running down the sidewalk blindfolded and just screaming woohoo, woohoo, like he would always do. And I'm just like, you know what? No, screw it. I did not have time. I had another kid I was directing, so I was like, okay, Bucket, go play in traffic with a blindfold on, whatever. And he goes sprinting off, and I watch him, and he stops right before the road as a car goes flying by, and he's just out there blindfolded, waving to traffic and to imaginary people that he can't see. And I'm just like, yep, I ain't got to deal with it. So I'm working with the other kid who's like probably like 5 or something like that, and he's just like, am I close to a stick? I'm scared. And I'm like, no, you've walked like two feet, so keep going. And I'm helping this kid out, trying to beat the other people who are getting ahead of us. Whenever I look over to the side, I see in the front yard Bucket just streaking through, like full dead-on sprint. Now, there's something important to the way that Mr. Bucket used to sprint. And the way Mr. Bucket used to sprint is like a Velociraptor. He said that Velociraptors were aerodynamic, and so he would run like bent forward with his neck up and his hands out behind him. And it's weird doing this in this chair, but I just see him taking off, face leading him by a mile. And I'm like, ooh, that's not good, because see, the churchyard had a lot of giant oak trees, and sure enough, whenever I turn and see him streaking across blindfolded, pop, right into a tree. And so everything just stopped. Everything stopped for a second. We all run over to him in the yard, and we get to him, and he's like huddled down, like crouched behind a tree, but down at the base of it. And he pulls his blindfold up, and his face was just immediately black and blue all over, and lips swollen up, and like eyes getting puffy. And like the thing was, it wasn't like he was crying or anything, even being as young as he was. He was just like, oh, what happened? And he was just all like a sobbing mess, and just, oh, it was nasty. It was like the worst I've seen somebody hurt themselves like that. And all because Velociraptors are aerodynamic. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Like, as soon as I knew he was alright, I was laughing, and to be honest, I was probably already laughing a little bit anyways because it's Mr. Bucket and he's like survived rocks to the face all his life. So yeah, I just wanted to share that story with you because it's literally one of the funniest things I've ever seen where somebody has hurt themselves. And but Mr. Bucket's a tough guy. He's funny, and if anybody could take it and actually smile and laugh about that story, it's him. So I wanted to show this gameplay because it's a search and rescue match, and Mr. Bucket, he kind of clutches this for us, and he makes me so nervous when he plays Call of Duty, and it just like I'm going to cut into the game where you can hear me talking here in a second. And just listen to my reaction, how nervous he makes me trying to defuse the bombs. And after that, I'll show you a couple clips he wanted me to share with you guys because he freaking loses his mind whenever he hits a kill cam or something like that in Ghost. And quite honestly, it's pretty great reaction at the end. So thank you guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Let me know if you want me to continue with face cams or not. And I'll get back with y'all. Peace.
Bucket, yeah. Defuse. Yeah, Bucket.
Bomb defused. Excellent job, Ghosts. Get ready for the next round.
Okay, I just saw him rush B.
Kill confirmed.
No, just one. I picked him off. I took a gamble that he'd be by himself. Up top, on that little gazebo thing you can jump off on. 8 swag got me middle.
You could have picked up 8 swag though. You coming up top?
Nice. Grab AIDS. Alright, Bucket, it's a 1v2. If you just take them out, you got it. I'd check upstairs first. Oh my god, take them! Right, oh, shoot them! Go defuse! Go defuse! Oh my god!
Bomb defused. We're in the lead.
Oh my god, the time it took you to shoot.
Nice work, Ghosts.
Ah.
Well done.
Oh, he was gonna get fancy on us. Oh my god. Oh my god, Bucket.
No, I will. I'm not gonna do cocaine.
Oh! What in the world? Yes! Did you just chuck it, brother?
Tell me you recorded that. Yes.